The format tonight, it's a race to 3, each game worth 1 point. If we are tied after 4 games, if we're at 2-2, we go to a shootout. Each team will select 3 individuals for 1 ball apiece. If they're still tied after that, it's like penalties in soccer. They just keep sending participants up until we have a winner. Let's meet the Lumberjacks.
The Elias Cup is on the line. Here are the Portland Lumberjacks. On deck, Arturo Quintero. Leading off, Graham Fa. Bowling second, Wes Malat. Bowling third, Tom Smallwood. Bowling fourth, Chris Prather. The anchor is Kyle Troop. The Portland Lumberjacks are managed by USBC Hall of Famer Tim Mack.
Wow, a big development here. Wes Malat, the franchise, is in the lineup tonight.
And no Arturo Quintero. Shocking. Obviously, Wes feels healthy enough to go. I didn't see it coming.
He's been dealing with that arm issue, and last night didn't exactly look right, but the 23-year pro, the 10-time PBA Tour champion, the Hall of Fame inductee, will give it a go as they aim for their 4th Elite League Alliance Cup title. No team in league history can say they've gotten 4. Graham Fa, the 9-year pro, starts strong.
What an addition for that team. That man, Graham Fa.
Huge in every way and super steady. Let's meet the Las Vegas High Rollers.
The Las Vegas High Rollers on deck, Thomas Larson. Leading off, Sean Rash. Bowling second, A.J. Johnson. Bowling third, Matthew Russo. Bowling fourth, Matt Ogle. The anchor player is Andrew Anderson. The Las Vegas High Rollers are managed by PBA Hall of Famer Amleto Monticelli.
When Amleto Monticelli and Andrew Anderson elected to pick Sean Rash in the 3rd round of the Elite League draft, there were a lot of people who said, wait, Rash, Matt Ogle, we don't believe in this team. This team's not going to be able to get it done. This guy's been as good as anybody this week.
His first miss in 2 days. But I think that was the steal of the draft, really. When Sean Rash is healthy, he's still a top 10 player in my opinion.
Well, he told us earlier today too, since college he's always been the setup guy or the anchor guy. But he's always had the mentality that winners want the ball. And it doesn't matter what position you're in. He said this is so special. You compete in so many different competitions, and Brandy, we talked about this throughout the week, but for those just joining us as Rash spares.
Sorry, slipped on a rock.
This is such a unique event on the PBA calendar. Team bowling is just different. This guy reflects it. Here he is. How shocked are you to see him?
Yeah, I'm really surprised, honestly. You know, watching him last night throw a couple shots, he just does not look healthy.
And that's what you fear. What happened?
He got it inside a target, obviously goes through the nose, leaving the 3-6-9-10, and the trouble pin is that back pin, that 9 pin. We've seen players shoot this a few different ways. Typically throw a hook into that 3-6 to cover the 9. Some players throw it dead straight, kind of like that. That's a great cover. We've even seen backup balls going into the 3-6-9-10.
This is a guy who last night we saw some of his best. We also saw the other side.
We really
foul,
did. Yeah.
And
foul in a Brooklyn.
Some inconsistencies too. So can A.J. Johnson, the new dad, his baby boy Brantley here, his better half alley, can he put it together tonight? Messenger!
Nope. Nope, the rack got there.
Oh, man.
The rack beat the messenger.
Hey, I know they're the home team, but that's a little fast.
Comes the head pin off the sidewall, looking like it's going to take the 10 out, and the rec says, not today.
That's like...
It's a teaser.
Yes.
We call that a fast rack.
It's like trying to get through to your...
Quick rack.
Trying to get through to your phone line after a show. It's busy. The rack stepped in. So now Johnson has this stuff. So after Fa with the strike, now back-to-back spares for the high rollers. You want to talk about experience, you want to talk about poise, about what this man means to Portland in Tom Smallwood, a third-round draft pick. Fa, Smallwood, Wes Malott, Arturo Quintero, their draft picks this year. Smalls with a strike.
Bulldog. One of the most unassuming players out on tour, but don't ever turn your back on Tom Smallwood.
Don't turn your back on this guy who's had a career year.
It's been something to marvel for Matt Russo in 2024. Lit him up at the World Series of Bowling in Detroit.
Scorpion champion. Just a terrific year for Matt, and he has a nightmare situation here. Well, after back-to-back spares to start,
unlucky.
Converted 4 times all-time in television history. And that'll stay that way there as he just is able to get the 10. But Randy Peterson, where do we get those numbers from?
We get them from our great friends at Lane Talk. For more great stats, you want to become a better bowler, head on over to lanetalk.com and also download their free app. The last player to make the 710 on television, the Ginger Assassin.
And for Prather.
Chris Prather's been great in this building over the years. He's made a lot of money here.
That being Anthony Newer, by the way, back in 2021. The Ginger Assassin. So for Prather, who, yes, playoff champion 5 years ago.
I didn't even need it.
Kind of like yesterday?
Yeah, I didn't need it.
And now to Ogle. Two-time champion, 9th-year pro. And the guy in this 4th position that was, when they went with him, nope, that 10 will hang. So they're without a strike.
Good shot.
Good shot are the high rollers.
John, one pocket, 7-10 for Russo. Another ringing 10 here. This one going Matt Ogle's direction. And right now the player's having trouble striking when hitting the pocket. Remember the fast start for the high rollers last night in the semifinals?
Different case tonight.
I mean, they had the front 7 like twice.
You said
it was a strike fest.
248 last night, their average.
Yeah.
They won't even hit that in this first game. But what did we talk about with the bowlers earlier today? If you're going to win the Elias Cup, you got to be able to get it done on the right lane.
You got to win a game on the right lane, and that's what the feeling of the players are.
Troop, there it is.
He found it. He found it, Adam.
Oh, boy. You get him fired up. It's like putting oil in the pan.
It's like putting fish oil in the pan.
Wow. He's just spectacular. U.S. Open champion. Now to Anderson, who was the Elite League regular season MVP. 3rd in total strikes, 3rd in strike percentage. Tilt frames at a rate of the strike. He's got the first strike for the High Rollers.
Named after the great legend Mark Roth, 42 feet in length, and both the left and right handers are going to be opening up this oil pad, and the one player is Sean Rash, who's going to go the straightest.
Randy, we saw something that when it wows you, that tells me all I need to know from this man. Graham Faw, second round pick of this Lumberjacks team. Last night, this is what happened.
Watch this hit, folks. Ah, this looked like you running after a lobster roll here in Portland. That was incredible. I can't stop looking at that. Oh,
Are you behind me?
I was behind you, yeah. In case you missed, I was going to catch it for you.
Pass the butter.
That was great.
Okay, listen to this crowd.
An atmosphere, an arena unlike any other in the sport. Bayside Bowl, Portland, Maine.
They'll be chanting Faw all night. That's back-to-back jacks for Graham.
Come on, franchise.
It's like that sleeper in the NFL draft, right? Can you think of a name where, oh, we draft, and then all the, how about Patrick Mahomes?
Yep.
He was drafted when? Like 9th, 11th? Late in the draft, right? First round?
Teams passed on him. Rash leaves the 10 after being perfect last night. Rash has left the 10 both times. Yeah, 10th pick in 2017 was Mahomes, but all of a sudden here, Randy, after such a dominant performance last night, it is the Lumberjacks who have the upper hand as we're about to hit the 7th.
Well, it's early and it's just game one.
Race to 3.
Yeah, big mistake. And as great as he was last night, a missed 10 pin for Rash tonight.
That is a big one, and now this is where momentum can either turn even more towards Portland or it could go the other way. Can Wes Malott step up, pulling a Willis Reed tonight?
We've never seen him in another position other than anchor. Here he is, the number 2 spot. That's high again, but this time it's a trip 4 for the Big Nasty.
The Big Nasty.
Don't ever discount the heart of a champion.
With a finger point to our broadcast booth.
I still love you, though.
He still loves you, Randall.
Oh my God, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Man, you two could have a sitcom together. Oh, well, far from perfect right now. Lumberjacks in a deep, deep hole. Rather, High Rollers in a deep, deep hole. The Lumberjacks in golden position to strike first in this race to 3. Wowza. This is the most adversity Vegas has had. Last night, they dealt with close to none.
Try to get that one to get there a little sooner.
Steamrolled their way past the Motown Muscle. We just didn't see E.J. Tackett and Anthony Simonson have their best. Now here's Tom Smallwood. 3rd round pick. And to think he was one of the last 10 picks in the draft. You get that guy, this guy that deep into a draft, and get results like that. Lumberjacks are chopping on a Tuesday night in Portland.
Just chopping wood, just like he did right there on the 10. 6 to the sidewall, cutting the 10 down. Here you go from top level view. 2nd pin from the right, just sawing the 10.
We did not see him in that kind of a rhythm last night. Everything is going Portland's way. Let's see Russo. Yes, for Matt Russo, he continues his terrific play this week. but it's 56 pin difference.
Yeah, I mean, all but over now. If you look at the max score, Prather getting ready to slam the door shut here on game one. The Shark.
It's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great one for Chris Prather.
Daddy lockups, baby.
What a way to set the tone. You think back a year ago.
Thanks for the free rack.
You're here. Portland was here. It was the Waco Wonders night.
Waco Wonders smoked them, swept them 3-0.
And Kyle Troop and company have thought about that. They want to hang a fourth banner here. It's personal.
Well, it's their building. It's their home.
And they got swept in that regular season. Those two matchups against Vegas. Vegas came up big at Strobel and allowed the High Rollers to get that #1 seed. Just have some pin reset issues right now. Just sorting some things out here at Bayside. But it's a Portland team that went 9-5, had a 2-0 head-to-head record over Akron to get the bye. Lumberjacks return all 5 players from last year's runner-up squad. 4 of the 5 from their championship team 2 years ago. So they got the experience, and right now they've got the upper hand. Ogle strikes.
Good shot.
And now it's into the hands of Troop to cement it, as Portland has commanded their way to an opening victory. Look at that rate.
All but over. And after this shot, game one will go to the Lumberjacks. It's over.
The Lumberjacks set the tone of this championship showdown. A sharp start, an impressive start for Portland. And now the question, Randall. What happens when they go in the right lane?
Yeah, that's the key, right? Both teams talk about the right lane. It's a little trickier.
What do you think makes it tricky? What's the
What makes it
challenge
different?
involved?
What makes the two lanes different is the topography. Both lanes are oiled identical. So if they were both perfectly level, both perfectly flat, they would both respond the same way.
Make sure we get it down.
When they don't, it can only be the lay of the land. Topography.
Why is the crowd going so crazy?
Because the guy that throws gasoline on the fire is getting ready to throw a shot.
Arturo Quintero, a guy who calls Bayside Bowl here in Portland, Maine, his home center. Over 20 years professionally, well over a decade on the Mexican national team. The man with his hair on fire in green. They will go wild if he strikes.
Yeah, that was a little left. That's all right, he's been sitting for a bit.
That went to Kenny Bunkport.
That's why, right?
Keep him engaged, I like it.
Well, now here's, we love to see, your Mahomes reference makes me think of this. We love to see the very best get punched.
Oh yeah, I mean.
They got punched here. How do they respond?
Exactly. The two teams are going to switch lanes. Will the Lumberjacks get lined up early and quick on the right lane? You could ask and say the same for the High Rollers. Will Westmalott continue when the Lumberjacks move to the right lane? Or will they sub in Arturo?
What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, West looked pretty good. He threw the one shot left and then tripped the 4 on his next shot. He actually looks okay. This guy's a really good player, Thomas Larson. Really good player from Denmark.
They've talked about his impact as that alternate. For Tim Mack's group, this is how you want to start the night in your pursuit of redemption.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Like we did last night.
All Lumberjacks.
What's the deal, bro? I thought the guy was hurt. He gives me the business. I was the guy that gave him the name, the Big Nasty. I love Wes Malott, and here he is yelling at me.
Well, hey, listen, we got 6 strong here, right? It's the finals. It's the bottom of the ninth, right? So the big fella stepped up. We felt comfortable with him on the left lane, and we're just a team with no egos, right? Doesn't matter, 1 through 6 can throw it. I know the big fella's not 100%, but in here he's always 100%. And when we got these guys behind us, great things happen. So hopefully we can get off to a good start in game 2.
Timmy, it's hard to beat the heart of a champion, and I get that. What changes do you guys make now going to the right lane as a team?
Listen, I think it's a speed change. I think it's critical to get the ball to go through the pins. I thought Las Vegas actually bowled a pretty good game. They just didn't carry well. So we've got to make the right adjustments on the speed, and if we get the ball to go through the pins, we'll have a chance the second game. We're prepared to go for it.
All right, and do me a favor, tell Wes I love him.
Well, I'll let him know. You got it, Randy.
You do love Wes Malott.
Of course I do. Known Wes forever.
So, for Portland, a dream start. And now can this man turn it back on?
Little struggles for Sean game 1, missing a 10-pin and never striking after being perfect. This is another bad one. Crossing over big time.
A rough opening to the evening for a man who did nothing but strike last night. On an effort to respond and start with a spare, but for Portland, they got to feel good about things right now. And this man has to be feeling great.
Find of the century.
Big time.
Next to Packy Hanrahan, maybe one of the best draft picks ever. Although Packy was drafted number 1 before being retained as a franchise player.
True. Had the second most strikes in the league this year, did Hanrahan, but Fa has performed at a high level to start the evening.
3 for 3 for Fa.
You see these signs, Lewiston Strong, and we are all Lewiston Strong for the people in Lewiston, Maine. Last October, a man walked into a bowling alley and he killed 18 people and wounded 13 others in a shooting spree. A terrible, terrible tragedy at the Just-in-Time Recreation Bowling Alley during a youth league event last October. Senseless, awful.
Yep.
And we are all Lewiston Strong, and our thoughts and prayers are to that community and to all of those people. We're with you.
Hey,
the bowling community
like
is with you, Lewiston.
Let's go, boys! Come on,
Well said, John.
Yet.
Well said.
That's why we pull them all.
As A.J. Johnson gives it his best, Kirk Cousins. You like that? Ball change for him on that left lane, and he's never shy after throwing a strike.
That's the kind of energy that Vegas needs. And now chance of Wes. The Hall of Famer on the right side. Yes, sir, Wes! Silencing doubters.
Let's go.
Come on.
Randy, if he's going to do that tonight, I don't know if anybody's beating Portland.
Well done, Hall of Famer. Well done.
Ten-time champion, United States Open champion, back in Columbus 2012-13 season, Mr. Wes Malott. Back to Russo. High rollers need to keep track here in game number 2. If you're just joining us, this is the Elias Cup Finals. The cap off the PBA Elite League season, and folks, we have a race to 3. We could play up to 4 games and a shootout. If we're even through 4, we'll go to that shootout, but the Lumberjacks have gotten off to a terrific start, and it's back to Smallwood.
Ball change for Smallwood on the right. Remember, left lane hooks more, right lane tighter. He's way in. Oh my goodness!
Way to work out there. Good ball speed control. Hey, that was perfect speed control. Perfect. Ran him right over. See? No, but
you hear Tim Mack say perfect speed. He told his guys before this second game began, it comes down to ball speed on the right side.
Well, he went to a stronger ball with that softer speed and really opened up that right lane.
The eyes of Ogle always locked in. And he has a conundrum.
Yeah, and that was just wide right. Look at this number right here, folks. Nothing's getting back from that spot. 20-2. And he pays for it, 8-10.
Right now, the High Rollers are in some trouble. And Leto Monticelli's team that really dictated the regular season. They swept this team. Now look at Quintero get the crowd going.
You know what this guy's nickname is? Shark. You know what sharks like to smell in the water?
Blood.
Oh.
A blink from a guy who's been so smooth and loves this building.
Close. That would have been a dagger.
Yeah, just good. I'd rather have that.
I think he really liked it. It just overreacted down lane.
You think of this team and their roster retention. They kept their core in line. And this is a man who's a two-time major champion, just needs to win the U.S. Open to complete the Triple Crown. Second at the 2018 U.S. Open. Three-time Elias Cup champion, Chris Prather.
Well, remember when they won their 3 cups in a row? Like Kyle was the leadoff, Wes was the anchor, and then they would fill that roster in the middle of that with Chris Prather. They had Packy at one time, but that was it was Troop leading off, Wes at the anchor.
Right now, the anchor for Vegas has to step up, the MVP. This is big for Anderson. His team needed that.
Great shot. And you're right, they did. Now for the Lumberjacks, Troop the anchor. Wes Malott in the 2 spot. 23-pin lead halfway through game 2. 1-0 lead for the Lumberjacks.
You know, Tim Mack says, he thinks Tom Smallwood says it best. We don't have egos on this team. We have guys that support one another. Kyle Troop's just one of the great guys on tour. And he leads in 8 here.
Seems like Prather, Troop, they stayed, even Smallwood. Smallwood goes with a different ball, but they seem like they're playing the right lane kind of the same as they did the left, just going with softer speed. They seem awfully deep on that right lane, which I believe is slicker.
Welcome back, everybody. The High Rollers, who swept the regular season series over the Lumberjacks, trailing in game 2. One thing to mention, though, Randy Peterson, in the regular season of the Elite League, nobody out-averaged Portland 218.21.
Ball change for Rash in his first strike of the evening.
Come on. And he needed that. He has been so key to everything they've done. And was perfect last night. Not that to start tonight. And now back to Fa, who's been unscathed tonight. How many strikes?
3 for 3.
In his debut last year with the Lumberjacks. And they came up short. No time for redemption. Perfection continues for Graham.
It's not fake, it's fall.
Way to be. Good tempo.
Too good. Here's a guy who has had some real success this season. We had him on a couple of shows. You saw his top 5 finishes 2 years ago. Now in a big spot. High rollers have ground to make up, and AJ, that 10 was stubborn.
And that was a big shot there. Could have cut the deficit by another 10. Could have cut it to 3. Instead, it's 12 if he covers the 10 pin.
8 top 20s, 3 top 10s this year for AJ Johnson. Storm Lucky Larson Masters champion in 2023. 2nd at the Illinois Classic, 5th at the Missouri Classic. But this particular week has just been a little bit off of his best self. So now you're at 13, and now you're at the guy who, when we came on the air, we said we did not think we'd see Wes Malott because we barely saw him last night. Inserted in the 2nd slot by Tim Mack, and you see Tim behind him with his head down. He made the leap of faith.
Oh.
8.
That looked better than that, honestly.
That was good. Good one. Where you at? Go on this ball. All right. Yeah.
Are they chanting Randy?
They are. They're chanting Randy.
Why? Why? What did I do? I didn't throw it.
You.
Oh, the 8 pin.
Yeah. Yeah, come on.
God.
Why do I have to remind you?
Oh, my gosh. You want to talk about informative bands. Oh, my Lord.
Yep.
I thought they were still on me about the Wes Malott thing.
Well,
they were chanting that because of the 8 pin.
Well, that too. But then just to add a little insult, they added salt to the wound here in Portland.
All right.
I think you have some beverages to buy after the show tonight.
No, what I need is security to leave the building.
Oh, okay. Back to Russo. All right, 13-pin difference here. High rollers trying to even things up. It's a race to 3.
Good shot. Yeah, Maddie's been nice, right?
Great shot.
It's been a bright spot for the high rollers.
Just super steady. Cheetah champion this year. Rookie of the year a couple years back. That was his first on TV, too, earlier this season. He was so emotional after beating Packy Hammerhand out in Allen Park. And 2nd at the World Championship for Matt Russo this season. To one Mr. Tackett. We talked about it a little bit last night, but for those who might just be jumping into Elite League, can you explain the challenges, as you see the max scores there, of when you're in Smallwood's position? You've waited about 12, 15 minutes to now.
It's tough. It's tough. You get tight, especially when you're an older player. That's inside.
Ooh, yes, it is.
And crossing over.
Yeah, that's...
And I mean, that's part of it. You wait that long when you're in your 40s, and it's hard to pry it off.
We still got ball in it.
Thank God it's just a 5 pin, and this should be no problem, but not a good time to leave that because now the max scores have changed once again. 97.5% of the time.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you don't want to miss the 5 pin, especially on television. You can ask me that. But see how the numbers have gotten a little bit tighter now.
Well, they've gotten tighter because you got a situation for the Lumberjacks where only struck once on the last 5, and the high rollers have struck 3 on the last 4, and now it's back to Matt Ogle.
Biggest shot here in game 2 for the high rollers right here for Matt Ogle. He could set the table for the MVP.
A draft pick and such a key to this team. They've talked about his consistency. That was a beauty. Matt Ogle coming up huge, just like he has all season long.
This is a good one right here by Matt Ogle.
That's a 2-time champion, the PBA Shark champion last year. To Prather.
Oh my goodness.
Chris Prather. Listen to this place. To the 10th we go. Close.
And with this shot right here, the Lumberjacks cannot be shut out no matter what Andrew Anderson does here in the 10th frame.
The MVP, who really oversaw this team for much of the year when Amleto Monticelli was not available to lead them. Andrew was really their de facto GM, their manager, their CEO, their everything, their MVP.
What a great shot. So much pressure riding on Andrew Anderson here in the 10th frame. You don't want to go down 0-2.
It's fun watching him and Prather go back-to-back. That duo teamed up for the Roth-Holman doubles title over Belmonte and O'Neill back in Allen Park this season. So there you go with your max scores. You said it, Portland cannot be shut out, but now Anderson's trying to do his part to even this race to 3 up. Oh yeah!
Wow.
Take your time.
AA with an A+.
With a strike here, he'll force Kyle Troop to double and get 9. Andrew doing his job.
Troop on
Troop
tape.
giving the peace sign.
Yeah, he's not fazed by a thing. He's seen too many big shots in his career now. This guy just thrives in this setting. He had a vision for putting this roster together. He's been a part of this team since 2020 with A.J. Johnson. They've lost to Portland a couple times. He said, tonight, we're coming back with a vengeance. I'm more experienced now. I'm going to bring my best stuff to this night. He brought his
Portland, make it one
best
point.
stuff here.
Come on. You guys like that? Come on.
That's as good as you can do it. The last 5 for the High Rollers to try to take game 2. But Andrew Anderson in the 10th, that's as good as you can do it.
Needs it. The Las Vegas High Rollers have evened this up in a game apiece. Buckle up. We're guaranteed a game 4. And the way these two teams are going tonight, nothing's coming easy to win the Alliance Cup.
You said it earlier, got to win a game on the right lane.
Neither one has. Neither one has. At Bayside, that is the key. Portland delivered the first blow. We asked, how will the 1 seed respond in what is essentially a road atmosphere? Respond they did. You talked about it. Matt Ogle, he stepped up. Andrew Anderson stepped up.
Greatness and a great human being. If you've never met Amleto Monticelli, well, you're really missing out. What a great guy, great man. He's done a lot for the sport. Oh!
Whoa! Back to the left lane for Portland.
And the greatest international player ever.
Just superb. He had a terrific career. This from 5.
Graham Flaw, perfect 5 for 5 with that trip 6-7 late. Now Rash. Rash back on the strike train.
He made that adjustment, and now on the right side.
Ball change for him, and all of a sudden now he's throwing it better as well.
And now to the wild card of the entire night. Wes Malott, 47 years of age. 3-time Alliance Cup champion with these Lumberjacks. Gets slotted into the second spot after not really appearing last night. Had a couple alternate shots, and it's for reasons like that. He's got the 3 and the 6, but I think that's why when we came on air, you were as surprised as you were.
Through the nose, just leaving the 3-6 should be no problem for Big Wes.
You said you love him. How long have you known Wes Malott?
Long time. I remember when Wes first came out on tour, and I watched this guy, and I was like, that's one of the best releases I've ever seen in the game. He just had a trick with that release that was uncommon.
That's high praise from you.
Turned into a Hall of Fame career.
Now back to A.J. Johnson. Clean.
Boom, baby! Come on!
Smooth. Back-to-back jacks for Vegas to open game 3. It is a race to 3 format. So no, you see match tie 1-1. This isn't simply it. You got to get to 3.
Using a pretty strong piece of equipment here. AJ gets it to come around the corner. Early double for the high rollers.
It's the guy. Now to Smallwood.
Different ball in that lane for Smalls. Great shot. And again, we talk left and right lane. If you can squeeze a win out on that right lane, it's an advantage.
It's a Portland team that had the most strikes in the regular season, 188. Vegas at 183. There were 5 off that total. That was actually a tie for 3rd. But this Vegas team, between fill percentage, between being able to clean it up, Andrew Anderson's play, that's why they were the one. Matt Russo, 58% strike rate in the regular season for Russo.
Another great shot by Matty Russo in between 2nd and 3rd arrow, and that's a rack shredder. Full rack attack by Matt Russo.
So a triple. And now to Prather. Give him 3 strikes on the night.
So good.
You just want to talk about releases.
So good. One of the best hands in the game right there with a thumb in it. So good. Him, E.J. Tackett are my top 2. Oh, yeah.
How does he get it to be that great?
Just efficiency of motion and talent.
Now to Ogle, who did have an open tonight. Backing that up and down game 1. This time for Matt, he's got a strike. There's an assault on the 9 there late.
That was a mugging.
Watch this. Taken out. To the anchor. What happened, Randy?
Too responsive down lane. Look at the angle there, 23-3. And just too responsive down lane. It came off that break point and went sideways.
Well, what did you say? Got to win on the right lane to be a champion. For Vegas, this is how you want to start game 3. Because now you give it to this guy, and he's been automatic.
Perfect in game 2. Striking out in the 10th. to force Kyle's hand.
The MVP.
Oh my goodness.
With maybe the worst shot of his entire week. Not maybe, that is the worst. What on earth went on?
Well, he's got to get it over here to the left side of the head pin and cut it in to the 610, and the ball will take out the 2 and the 8. Looks good.
Wow!
How about that cover?
What a cover!
Good work. Way to clean up your mess.
By the Elite League most valuable player. Mess cleaned up. Thank you, Christy.
We do have a lineup change, Johnny.
We do. We have Quintero. Arturo Quintero will now be in that 7th slot here with Portland down 16 heading into the 6th. One guy that they've been able to count on is this man. 5.
Still can.
Has he missed?
No.
6 for 6 for 5.
Let's build. Let's build.
I want to talk about delivering.
Change his nickname to UPS. Sean Rash, he's caught fire.
Boom.
Last 3 for him.
Pretty good.
Changed balls, moved in a little bit, created a little more
Keep
angle.
talking, baby.
As you can see there by the numbers on strike track.
And masterful from Rash, who, as you brought up earlier, last night told us, when I am on and healthy, I'm as good as anybody. Arturo Quintero.
And I think for the Lumberjacks to win this game or have any chance of winning this game, I think Arturo has to strike right here, and that's a big ask.
Nope. And it's much worse than that. Got to ask you the question. You make a lineup change when you did off a lengthy break. Is that not tough to one step in and one of those things where you say, why? Valid question?
Absolutely. Player's been sitting for that long. You take out Malott. Had to be a reason behind it.
I didn't mind the shot.
And right now, it looks like game 2 is going to go to the high rollers.
You are now in golden territory to win this game and head into game 4, knowing all that you've accomplished. But here's the biggest thing. They broke through on the right lane. .47 for A.J. Johnson. Andrew Anderson said Amleto and him got so much grief for this team that they picked. The picks of Rash and Ogle were questionable to some. But
I don't see that.
well, that's what he said last night to PBA.com. Let me ask you this. When did it hit you in this Elite League season as he, well, barely, but he does clean it up. When did you think that they were the best team?
Still friends, baby.
Well, it wasn't necessarily that I thought they were the best team, but together, and the way they gelled, you know, and the way they came together, and then obviously what they did throughout the season. I mean, you can make a case for this team being stronger, the Lumberjacks, right? Motown being stronger.
Lumberjacks had a higher average. Motown has two of the very best, if not the best. E.J. Tackett and Anthony Simonson. Motown also had the best team strike percentage. Vegas was 4th in team strike percentage. Here, Matt Russo. But all these questions and all these different things that you bring up, and at the end of the day, they went 10-4. They dominated last night. They're dominating right now. And now, Randy, it feels like everything swung in their direction heading into a fourth game where they won't have to be on that right lane. They'll be on the left.
Mr. Momentum has changed his address.
To Sin City. Well, you can count on this guy, but looks too late here in game number 3. Prather does deliver. Now the other question is, let's take another look at Prather, who we've talked about all night. How smooth that is. What do you do for the lineup on the right side in the next game if you're Portland?
Malott has a better look on the right lane, I think, because it's a little bit slicker. But do you go back to West or do you stay with Arturo? Uh-oh, hang on a minute. Don't go anywhere, folks. Don't go anywhere, folks. That right lane's got a slick spot.
Oh, my goodness.
Andrew found it, and now Ogle found it.
Wow. Oh, he cleaned it up! Matt Ogle!
How about those two washout conversions?
That was nasty.
By Ogle and Anderson. It saved game 2. Literally saved game 2. Almost overcut it. Nose of that headpin catches the 10. And look at the Hall of Famer Monticelli. To have any chance, Troop has to strike out once again.
There's one. I can't get over Ogle there.
What about Anderson, the 5th?
Yep. Huge. That's what they were known for all season. They might not have led the league in strike percentage, but they knew how to clean up their spares.
Remember last game, Anderson needed to strike out to force Kyle to double. Now Anderson, or excuse me, Troop, if he strikes out, will force Anderson to double once again. Got to have them all to have any chance of winning game 3.
To apply the pressure here in game number 3 in this race to 3. Again, we're not done here. No matter who wins this game, we will have a game 4.
Make it easy. Use them legs again, baby. Great shot.
U.S. Open champion. Beloved 12-time PBA Tour champion, 33-year-old who was the 2022 Mark Roth MVP.
To have any chance to win game 3, gotta have it. Gotta hook. It hooks. It strikes. They still have a chance.
True Palooza in Portland. Oh, it's bedlam here right now. Oh my goodness. How about this? It looked like the Lumberjacks were left for dead in game 3.
If he doesn't strike on this shot, the Lumberjacks take a 2-1 lead. If he doubles, the High Rollers take a 2-1 lead.
Unbelievable. Can you get the right lane? Can you win the right lane? Anderson! Punches right back.
Come on, right side.
A strike here. High Rollers take a 2-1 lead. A spare, and we are tied. A strike and a pin. Anderson for the man! MVP!
I'm the MVP! That's right, baby!
Game 2.
And game 3.
And game 3 to the High Rollers.
I'm a high roller! I'm a high roller! I'm the MVP! That's right, baby!
Wow. Lumberjacks 1 game away from elimination. They'll move to the right lane where they'll have to win to send it to overtime.
Boy!
Game 3, High Rollers in dramatic fashion. Wow.
He stepped up in the 10th and struck 3 times in game 2, and Anderson does it here in game 3. And the Lumberjacks now must rally on the right lane, the more difficult right lane here. So they have their work cut out for them. They've come back before. They've had some epic moments inside this building, but Sean Rash, who has changed balls and been fantastic since doing so, has only struck, will lead things off here after an 8-for-8 performance last night, but those 3 strikes that you see, 3 in a row. High Rollers, a win in this game. They win their first ever Alliance Cup, and that one was inside.
Only the 3-pin, nice break for Rash to start game 4. How about Anderson, game 2 striking out in the 10th, game 3 doubling in the 10th. Well, actually, he struck out all 3 in game 3. And the difference, only 10 pins. And if you revisit the shot Arturo Quintero threw in the 7th, that was the difference maker.
Rash cleans that up. What are your thoughts here on game number 4?
My thoughts are the Lumberjacks are in a must-win situation. They have to figure out how to do it on the right lane.
How do you figure through this lane?
Well, they've got to draw their past experience in game 2 when they were on that right lane and understand and figure out the moves. It got a little tricky. Remember the 2 major washouts for the High Rollers.
Grandpa hasn't missed tonight.
7 for 7 for that man.
That's incredible.
Major championship winner from Canada, Grandpa.
Now to A.J. Johnson, the 32-year-old.
The tricky thing about the right lane, John, is when you look back at game 3, you had the 2 big washouts by the High Rollers, both converted, and that's what basically saved their game. So the Lumberjacks have to watch out for that slick spot on the right.
Saw Quintero waiting in that second slot.
Ball change. Good one.
Johnson's 3rd strike of the night.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
It's a guy who had 3 top 10 finishes this season, and now this to me, Randy, I don't know about you, but this just feels massive because this number 2 spot has been changed tonight. See only 1 for Quintero, the open. And in that last game, that cost them the game. If he just marks, different story. He comes through! El Nino!
Let's go! Come on, guys!
Well, we've never seen a ball get back from that far. That was on the 2-board down lane, and Arturo gets it back. Watch this.
And Russo has just 1 error on the evening.
Yeah, pocket 7-10.
Other than that, clean. Two-time champion. Russo! With a grin.
Yes, sir. Way to take it, Danny.
Again, it's a race to 3. This is game 4. If the Lumberjacks win this game, we are going to the ultimate way of deciding an Alliance Cup winner. What would be pure theater, a 3-ball shootout. If the High Rollers win this game, it's over. They're Alliance Cup champions for the first time. Smallwood! No. 4.
Smallwood's been nice this evening as well. Only his second non-strike. And almost got a huge break right there, tripping the 4.
And he cleans that up. High Rollers through 3 on top. Back to Ogle.
Come on, all hard, baby.
Matt, 40 years of age. Shark champion 2023. Roth Holman doubles champion with his teammate on the High Rollers, Sean Rash, in 2019. 4th of the Tournament of Champions the last 2 years. Ogle!
We're going to get this done. Come on.
Big time in that 4th slot.
You see what manager, Hall of Famer Amleta Monticelli was motioning to his team after Ogle comes off the approach on this shot. He's like, hey guys, take it easy, take it easy. Regulate your emotions. Don't get too jacked.
That's why these managers, they're Hall of Famers. So many years of experience. Prather strikes.
Prather solid all evening. Only 2 non-strikes.
There's Charlie Mitchell, owner of Bayside Bowl and Broadway Bowl. Charlie, thank you for hosting us all week.
Wonderful host, Charlie, and the rest of his staff. It's always a joy and a pleasure to come back here to Bayside.
How good has this guy been tonight?
Well, he's got all strikes except for a 9 spare and a massive super washout that he covered.
He wants this bad. He's tired of losing to the Lumberjacks. Talked about 2020, how close they came. Tonight could be his night. This has been an MVP-worthy performance for a guy who could be winning the Roth Trophy when this night's over.
How about MVP of the league and MVP of the playoffs?
Yep.
Must strike for Kyle Troop.
That's big.
That ball wiggled as it was trying to come around the corner and came in late.
Really good.
Yeah. And this is starting to slip away.
Halfway through, the High Rollers can smell it. They can sense it. High Rollers up 21. They could taste it now, and back to Sean Rash, who's been perfect since a ball change. John Fanta, Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler with you. Who's going to be hoisting that cup? Rash is a machine.
Make it 31.
One and two, baby. 1 and 2.
Just
Stay in
all
our lane.
business.
Stay in our lane. Focus on us.
Tim Mack saying, focus on us. Sean Rash giving it right back. Same type of messaging by both teams. Perfect. If there has been a constant bright spot for Portland, it's him.
For 2 straight years in the finals, Graham Faw has not missed.
Wow. That is hard to do. Johnson! Wow!
You like that, baby? You like that? Oh, yes, sir! That's what I'm talking about, baby!
Fired up, the 9 came tumbling down. It's 41.
When you start to see breaks like that, it's your night. Trip 4 into the 9. 41 pin deficit. Look at the max scores.
Quintero, nope. 4-7, that 2 spot, Randy. If we go on the other side, you talked about it. You know, we were joking earlier, but now we're talking serious here. When we opened the show, you said firepower. Portland's got a question mark here with one of their spots, and you didn't think it'd be Malott. He gets inserted to start. They try Quintero out here. The fact is, at the number 2 spot, they just have not had enough.
I mean, when you're subbing halfway through a game, that's not a good sign, right? You know, the other disheartening thing is that Wes Malott is the lifeline of this team. He's the franchise of this team, and for him not to be in that anchor position, for him not to really be at 100%, is heartbreaking. All but over now. See if the Ninja Turtle can bring it home with another strike here in the 8th. Game 4. High Rollers 1 game away from capturing the Elias Cup.
Russo. Boom! Ninja Turtle in Portland.
Come on, baby! All heart. Let's go. All heart.
All heart. And for this Portland crowd, after a three-peat last year, they got swept away by Waco. A sense of deflated emotion on a night they thought could be their redemption.
It's like somebody let all of the air out of the building.
Got off on my bad.
A strike in the 9th from Ogle, and this is over.
Doesn't need it
man.
now.
Nope.
Mattered that way, but still.
The High Rollers are going to win the Elias Cup for the first time.
They were the best team in the regular season all year long. Andrew Anderson and Leto Monticelli put together this roster with great draft picks, with key pieces back. They lost in 2020 to Portland. Tonight, it's jackpot for Las Vegas. The High Rollers are Elias Cup champs for the first time ever. The satisfying moment of the match is sponsored by Stickers. Nothing satisfies like a Stickers. And for the High Rollers, this is a moment years in the making. Complete satisfaction and jubilation. For Vegas, it'll be a celebration all night. When isn't it?
Johnny, they earned it.
And they earned it with this man leading the way. Prather threw a strike while we were showing you some of the emotion. Andrew Anderson, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely spectacular. And Randy, Broth MVP?
Absolutely. Stepped up in games 2 and 3. Struck out in both of those games to secure the win. Absolutely.
And now he'll give Larson the opportunity here, a guy who they said all season long was so vital to what they do, what they mean. Thomas Larson, very talented as well. And a smile for him and a celebration for the High Rollers. They own the regular season. They own the Lumberjacks twice. And tonight, they are Elias Cup champions. Put that cap on, Thomas Larson. You in Vegas are going home with a trophy. What a moment for the High Rollers. Anderson and Johnson, they've been here before. Tonight, they break through.
They lost game 1, they never flinched. Came back and swept the next 3.
Big Nasty will get one more round of applause here for a strike. You can see the emotion on Wes's face.
You never know if this is going to be the last time we're going to see Big Wes.
Love you, man.
Listen to this. Franchise chance.
Remember, he gave Norm Duke his last shot as Norm went into retirement.
Wow. That's a Hall of Famer. He's got one more. You do wonder if this is it. For a Hall of Famer and a guy who's just been the standard in the PBA. One of the great guys, and quite a finish for him to this night. That's emotion. From the franchise, the Big Nasty, as Randy Peterson calls him, the 10-time champion, US Open champion. And his wife, obviously emotional over this night. I know how much you love him. On this night, though, the story, the High Rollers of Las Vegas are on the mountaintop of the PBA Elite League. Kimberly Pressler with Commissioner Tom Clark for the presentation.
Tom, would you please do the honor of the trophy presentation?
Well, first of all, what a beautiful way to watch Wes finish out that game. He's been such a legend in this league. But the Las Vegas High Rollers were the best team all year, Amleto as manager. And to come into this environment and face it down and win like this was incredible bowling, incredible match. Amleto, the Elias Cup. Congratulations.
Amleto, this was a long time coming for you and the team. Describe the joy of finally holding that Elias Cup.
This is another dream that came true. And since the beginning, when I was the manager of this league, it was inside my heart that we had to do it. And we did it with class. We did it with a lot of hard work, a lot of mental work, that's what I believe I help. because they're great. They just did it. They did every single thing I asked them to do, and that's why we're here.
Well, you're a great leader. AJ, you know, I talked to him earlier, and he said that you guys had a slow start in that first game, but what changed for you? Because then it was nothing but strike for the whole team.
Yeah, just an absolute commitment from everybody. There's a reason why we get in this position, and it's because we have absolute commitment, and 100% of these guys. We've had each other's back no matter what's happened throughout the entire year, and I'm so happy to finally host the cup with this team.
Well, let's talk about this year, because you guys were dominant all through the entire season, but you guys came into enemy territory and you guys stay focused. Matt, how were you guys able to do that?
Yeah, you know, we just have really good communication. We know everybody knows their role. We trust each other more than probably any other team here. And you know, a couple of us guys have been on this team for a couple of years, and we both overseas together. And just a lot of really hard work. And I'm just really proud of these guys.
And talking about hard work, Tom, you are here to hand out the MVP. Who's it going to go to this year?
Yeah, the Mark Roth Most Valuable Player Award for the playoffs. Could have gone to anyone on this team, really. I mean, everyone really stepped up. But the man who won the regular season MVP is also the playoffs MVP, Andrew Anderson. Congratulations.
Well deserved from this guy right here. You know, you almost all strikes. You had a huge conversion. You had no opens, and you were absolutely clutch when you needed to be. Clearly, you earned this, but you also have a ton of drive. Where does that come from?
Yeah, I mean, there's something about bowling for other people. You know, it's so much harder when other people are relying on you. And I told them, please bring it down to me. I just had one of those feelings tonight. I was feeling good. And yeah, to just give us the opportunity, let's just remember this was an incredible team effort. I don't have an opportunity in the 10th without these guys. Thomas Larson, he held down the fort all year. I wish he would have bowled more, Bud, but we get a trophy. But I'm just so happy. And yeah, I have a lot of drive, and I'm just committed, and I really want to make some good shots to the team.
I mean, you guys win as a team and you lose as a team, no matter how many people go out or how many strikes you guys make. But listen, you and M. Leto had a vision for this team, and you openly talked about the fact that a lot of people question your decision and the drafts that you made. What do you got to say to those people now?
Yeah, Sean Rash has still got it. Ogle's here. I came in on paper. I can't believe people questioned it. I mean, to me, we have 6 champions. We have multiple majors. To be able to put Sean Rash anywhere in the lineup is just a pleasure, and he showed up big for us. I'm super proud of him. But, yeah, no questions asked from me and M. Leto. We love this team.
Sean, you hear such really high praise from your teammate here. What does that mean to you? I see some tears starting.
It's all right. Yeah, I told Andrew at the beginning of the year, actually during the draft, that I wasn't expected to be drafted this year. I've been open about my injuries. I wasn't 100% bowling all year for the last couple of years. I feel pretty good. I know if I'm healthy, I'm one of the best in the world. But at the same time, guys deserve chances, and I'm just thankful.
What an amazing season you guys had. Congratulations. Enjoy the Elias Cup, guys. You've earned it.
Yes, they have. The High Rollers are Elias Cup champs for the first time ever.
Yeah, there's going to be something poured in that cup other than a soft drink. Let's just put it that way. And well-deserved, having the league MVP and the playoff MVP on the team, along with all champions, just a solid team, and then the Hall of Famer managing.